guys, back here with another recap video of how my first week in HVAC went as a HVAC installer helper. So I'm going to be going over just all the things that I've seen and learned in my first week in this field. And wow, I must say it is very different in the field compared to school. But that being said, I still really enjoy this field a lot, and I'm super excited for the future because I just really enjoyed it. I had a good time. We were working really hard, sweating, doing our thing, getting the job done, getting out, and that was it, So I'm going to go over all the little things as much as I can throughout the week and let you guys know what we did. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so in this picture here, we have an old ream unit that we had to change out. This one was interesting because we had to do a lot of different things with this because the platform wasn't going to work, so we had to change that out. I didn't know this before, but apparently most of the time you have to change out those platforms at the bottom where the air handler connects to, because they're either old and they're not gonna fit for the new unit, or they're just all beat up and we got to change it out basically. So with this one here, we had to rip out this old unit. We had to raise the intake for the supply because it was going to be a longer unit. We'll show you in the next clip, but so we had to do a lot of different things with this one, but we got the job done, so that's good. And as you can see in this picture here, you can see how high we had to raise up that ductwork, and making that I guess what it's called is a 4-piece for the top of the intake, the supply. Those are called 4-piece. So I learned that. It was definitely a challenging angle to get because you could see how the supply and the return, they're just so close to each other, and he had to do some some good geometry to get those going, and man, he was really good. The guy I was working with, he measured it out, but he kind of just went by looking at it, and he just made his cuts, would have got his duck knife out and just made it happen. But yeah, this unit was a little bit higher than expected, so we had to take care of that ductwork the right way. Also, additional to that, we had to make a box to go inside the underneath of the return for the main box, because there was no insulation, so we had to make a box to insulate it correctly underneath, so it has good airflow and it keeps the supply and return just to the right conditions. Because and apparently, I guess it's code when you have new construction to have a box built like this instead of having 4 cutouts and then just putting it in there and doing your mastic and tape and all that good stuff. Making the box is all new construction, so he just went ahead and did it that way, and it came out really nice. And we put it in, and the measurements were good. So yeah, that's what that was right there. Got the duck knife and made the good cuts, and took care of that part. And here you could see how difficult it might look to get that going, but man, he did a really good job and made those angles work. And it was definitely a really tight fit, especially to get all in the back, because you have to use what he called it fab tape. You could see it right there on the top. It's kind of sitting right in there. You had to put the fab tape, and you have to mastic it after with the duct sealant stuff. It's called mastic. And yeah, he had to get this little tool and put the mastic on it so you could shove it all the way in the back so we can seal it nice and good. So he did a really good job, and I learned a lot from watching him on this day when it comes to these tight angles and getting those 4 pieces dialed in correctly and sealed nicely. So he did a really good job on that one. Then outside here we have our platform. These platforms, they're code for hurricane weather. I think it's good to 150-mile-an-hour winds. So these we always have to put these ones on as part of this code, and then we anchor the unit to the platform so it doesn't go flying. And potential hurricanes, Florida weather. So we got that taken care of on this one here. Here's just a shot of the unit here, the condenser unit. This company is a Daikin dealer, so they do a lot of Daikin stuff. I like it. They're pretty interesting to work on. These are the same ones that we have at school too. We have a few of these, so it's cool to be able to work on them, in the field at my work, and then go and mess around with them at school as well. Then in this shot here, just finishing up, getting everything dialed in. The screen must have turned off, didn't realize, but get everything dialed in as far as the subcooling, because it's TXV. So getting all that stuff, making sure it was all nice and good to go. And yeah, we were done for the day after that. On this job here, I don't have too much footage here, but one of the main things I learned here was learning how to route all these the copper, the line set through the attic. So I was going ahead and rolling it all out and getting ready to hand it to him so we can get it all ran all the way through so we can get it all connected. And then here I have a shot of me holding the line set, getting ready to help him push it through. And he's up in the attic, and you got one guy guiding it through, the other guy pulling it through, making sure it's not getting all bent up and kinked, because we don't want none of that with the line set, because we know how expensive copper can be. This job was definitely a big job here. This job, we had a gas furnace that was up in the attic, and man, let me tell you, that was some hard work. We were sweating, got cut a little bit, got bleeding up in there. Not too crazy, but it's very tight, as you could see, and we had to set up the new one and put a new platform, like the one on the right you see there. We had to make a new platform because that thing was all jacked up, and we had to get rid of those chains that you see over there, because they had it raised up on chains. So we had to use that threaded rod to secure it a lot better. I believe that's the correct way to do it. But this one was an old gas furnace, and it was super long. We had to break it down, take out the fan, get all the heavy stuff out of there, just so we can try to get it out of the attic safely, so it doesn't not only hurt us, but not damage any of the customer stuff or whatever. So that was definitely a hard day. And then here you see the new unit all set up. Got the new bracket and the rod, and tied in the ductwork, and everything was all nice. And got the nitrogen tank up there to go blow out our line sets and everything. And yeah, we got this one knocked out, taken care of. We actually got rained on too, which kind of sucked, but good thing we got everything mostly done before the rain did come that day. So that was a great day there. And then after that, he let me put in my first thermostat. This one was cool too, because it's interesting. Usually they have the thermostat screw where you screw it in and everything, but this one here, you just kind of push it down the tab, and you just stick in the wire, and that's basically it. And then you just set it up, and it shows you a little bit of information there of how long your wire needs to be. So that's pretty cool. They give you some information there, and tells you about your common wire for the Wi-Fi thermostat stuff, and do not connect your wire to W for heat pump. So that's cool. This one was a straight cool, so we didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. So it was just kind of hooked up to all the solid gray area that you see there. So that was pretty cool. Got that knocked out, and then the finish right there. So that was cool. Got that done. This was the last day, Friday. We had to rip out an old unit here, as you could see. This one was quite interesting too, because it looked like they had set up a some type of water system that was going to the reversing valve area. I'm not sure what that was, but when we cut the line, it was just like a bunch of water was coming out. I'd never seen something like that before, so it's quite interesting to see how a water system was tied into the AC. something different that I haven't seen. If anyone has any information on that, I'd like to know, because that's that's something very interesting I've just never come across yet, in my short amount of time. And just a quick shout out to my Vito bag. This bag worked awesome. It was perfect. Everything I needed was right there. Really enjoyed having this bag with me, and it definitely helped me get the job done. Even the guy I was working with, he was like, "Wow, you got that bag? Nice." So that was really cool. Here you can see I just how to make some splices for a thermostat wire that wasn't connected long enough, so we had to extend the length of it, tie it here, and then move it all the way to the condenser, so we had enough length for our control wires. And then right here we have our pad down, and we secured this one to the existing pad to help secure it down to make sure nothing goes wrong during hurricane season. And then you see on the left side here we strapped down the actual unit itself. So that was another learning interesting thing that we came across today, that day. So got that knocked out. And here is our swaging and our pipe bender that we were using. The Navac swage kit is actually really nice. I really liked using it. Very nice, compact, got the job done. And I think I might get me one of these one day. And then here, this is the Hillmore brand of the pipe bender. Same one that I have at my school. That one works quite well for this job here. And then here we set up a hard start kit for the compressor, just to get it going, to give it that kickstart that it needs. This one was very interesting, kind of a easy picture type setup here, where it kind of just shows you what you needed to do, as far as if you know what your tonnage is, then it's really self-explanatory to set up these hard starts. So that was really cool how this hard start kind of dumbs it down for you, if you will, for this one here. So that was really cool. Got to put in my first one there, strap it into the back. Then as you see here, got our gauges on, making sure the system's working correctly, checking our subcooling, superheat, all that good stuff. This is another TXV, so we're going to be looking at the subcooling for here. Let's see right here. As you can see, our subcooling got to 7.3 degrees subcooling. For this unit, dialing it in, our variance was 7 to 9, so we were good on this one. And this is after letting it run for about 15-20 minutes. And it was definitely a hot day, so it was right outdoor. What is it? Outdoor dry bulb. So that was really good subcooling there. So got all that taken care of and made sure it was all good to go, so we have to worry about troubleshooting. And then this is the final unit of the last day, Friday, and it's all taken care of. It's all buttoned up. Got the drain line in a good area. Pipes were all nice and bent to a good 90 degrees, as far as what my lead tech was telling me, because I went ahead and did this one first time and got it all strapped around all four corners, and everything was good to go, dialed in. Everything was looking good. So this was the first week of my HVAC helper apprenticeship experience, and I really enjoyed it. Had a good first week, worked really hard, and that says a lot, especially for me, because when it comes to work, I'm not scared to do really anything. I really do enjoy working and working hard, and for something that I actually enjoy and I'm working hard and I'm sweating, that says a lot. So for me, I'm really happy, really excited as far as I'm concerned with the career choice that I have made. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, maybe even the future, starting my own business or whatever. But that'll be years down the road, once I get a little bit more experience and I learn more and gain more skills and all that good stuff, to be able to earn customers' trust and all that stuff. So, but this is the first week, super happy, super excited. I'm looking forward to the future. So yep, thank you guys for watching. If you stayed around to the end, I'll see you next time.